we're looking at probably 28, best case scenario, 1,000. Worst case, like 32, 35, depending on how many bags we have to put down and level the floor at.
So we're gonna wait on the pickleball.
Now we're gonna wait on the walls.
You can't wait on the walls. We're back for chapter 2 at our house to give you all the updates. A lot has changed since we were here last. How do you feel about things?
You know, some are good, some are bad, but excited to see what happens.
So as you know, we're in design and construction kind of at the same time, and it makes it fun because we're making some field calls, but we're also, you know, breaking things down, pricing them out, and actually getting realistic about what we want to do, what we can do, what's actually necessary. So we're going to walk you through all of the updates.
It's getting expensive.
So one of the things that we've changed in the courtyard design since our last time we shot here was the fountain. Initially, we drew a fountain that we kind of came up with together. But again, going back to practicality, cost, all the things, we also ended up finding something one of a kind and vintage. And we love vintage, we love terracotta. We sourced a beautiful fountain from Red Modern, and that's gonna go in the center of our courtyard. So we're kind of changing the point of the fountain. Initially, it was going to be in the corner, but we found this piece. It was such a sculpture, and we want to see it right here in the center. So as you can see, we've made a lot of progress since we last filmed here. We've fully demoed pretty much the entire interior of the home. We've also gotten all the way almost through framing. Our plumber is here today, and things look a little different. I feel like now that we've kind of stripped away all of the, or more into all of the materials, I feel like it has a totally different feel. It's so bright. It's honestly like a blank canvas. I feel like it's exactly what we need to bring our touch in here and to bring so many new materials and textures. When a home feels this good and it's basically completely empty, you know it's going to be good at the end. So once we took the floors up, we noticed that the concrete was pretty torn up. So we had our concrete refinisher, Addis, come take a look at it, and he has already done some testing on it, and he said he has an update for us on
good news.
What it's going to mean. He is the best of the best with concrete, so I trust him. He's meticulous, and so we're gonna call him and see what he says. Hello? Are you underwater?
Yes.
One Artemis to do in outer space.
Okay, we're at the house. I know you took a look at the concrete, but I just wanted to see if you had an update for us.
Yeah, I gone through a few different reps, including Moppe and Ardex, and also the same thing. The issue is the top layer of the concrete is failing, and so what we have to do to prevent future kind of failure of the floors, grind everything off the top, and use a primer consolidator to kind of hold that together so it's not continue to fail. And then we have to put a top cap of used self leveler just to make sure that the floor can be installed and meets all the specs. We're looking at probably 28, best case scenario, 1,000. Worst case, like 32, 35, depending on how many bags we have to put down and level the floor at.
I mean, we trust you. It's pretty beat up.
But yeah, we'll get it taken care of.
Okay.
Right. Thanks, Addis.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Addis.
you.
We'll talk to you later.
No problem. Bye.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Dang.
So we're gonna wait on the pickleball.
Now we're gonna wait on the walls.
You can't wait on the walls. Okay, we are back in the laundry room. The last time we were here, we were considering bumping this wall out. Once we opened up the drywall, took a look at the framing conditions and the structural, our framer said it would be super easy to actually bump this wall out. We already had the step inside the garage, so it made it really nice and seamless. So we ended up bumping this out 2 feet, and now we can have a full wall of cabinetry here and now have a much more functional walkway in the laundry. So we're really excited about that. And the other thing is we've switched up the colors in here. We were initially gonna go more of the blue, cooler tones, but we decided we're gonna go with more of this kind of toasty, like muted terracotta tone on the walls. It'll either be a plaster or a paint, probably pending budget. But the one thing we're really excited about is gonna be the flooring. So this is a Cantera in kind of like a volcanic dark finish. This is by Zia Tile. So we're gonna have this one on the floor. We'll have this one on the walls, and then our cabinetry, we're still planning on doing this kind of futuristic metal finish on the millwork. So I think that combination of organic meets kind of brutalist will be a really fun element here.
Yeah, we also switched the bottle filler. Originally it was gonna be here.
Yep.
Moved it over to here, so when we're playing pickleball, it'll be easier to access and just not the first thing that you see when you get into the house.
So we're back in the kitchen. We switched up the layout quite a bit from the first video, and we'll explain why. But everything's gone pretty smoothly in here so far.
Actually, there's a problem in here. There's
Andy, come on,
Hey.
Haley.
What's going on?
There's an existing fire hazard. Nobody knew about it until we opened up the wall. You can see down here, you've got exposed wiring that feeds the outlets over here, but they should be in a J box or up in the lid accessible.
So you're saying the house would have caught fire if it weren't for you?
Definitely gonna burn down.
Oh my God.
Best plumber in town. That's why we keep.
We try.
Western United Plumbing.
That's it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Andy.
Thanks.
Okay, so last video we talked about doing one island this direction and then just having the cabinetry on an L shape. The previous kitchen had the cabinets on a U shape with the peninsula and then an island. And we ended up going back to that layout, but it's gonna look completely different. So the reason we did that was just once we really started mapping things out, in order to maximize our countertop space and our storage and really like the appliance space that we wanted, we really needed to continue the cabinetry and counters all the way around. I also was really picturing more of a sculptural piece for the island. And if
Which
we
is still TBD.
which is still in design, but if we had the one large island, then it was gonna have to be all function. So we're still gonna have refrigerator, freezer columns right here, all panel ready. We did decide in current state that we are gonna take the millwork all the way to the ceiling, which is 11 feet, which is quite high, but I just wanna draw the eye all the way up. We'll have lots of back storage for things. All of this is gonna get moved to the new range location. And then we do have space here for like an appliance garage. So we'll have pocketing doors for toaster oven. We also didn't wanna see the toaster oven on the counter. So by changing the kitchen layout, now we can fit the appliance garage.
And the microwave drawer.
And the microwave drawer. And then we turn the corner with more countertop space, some shelving. This will be our cooktop still, our range and our hood. And then now the cabinets are just gonna curve around this wall. So we did have to demo. You can see the previous kitchen had a straight angle here, but we wanted to continue the curve from the outside wall into the kitchen. So we've ended up cleaning up this framing right here. So the cabinets will continue, and then they'll go all the way across with our sink right here in the middle, looking now into kind of the family room. So we'll have stools on this side. So it is gonna be much more open.
For sure.
We'll have the seating, we'll have dishwasher, garbage rollout, and then that leaves our statement sculptural island in design, but my brain, I wanna bring like a giant boulder of granite or something and just put it in the middle of the kitchen, so we'll see what happens. We also framed the coffered ceiling in the kitchen. So we kept the coffered ceiling in the formal living and formal dining, but it became too much in every space. So we fully flattened that out, so that'll be nice and clean on the ceiling. And then in the formal living room next to the kitchen, you can see we ended up taking the lowest layer and framing it forward, modifying this one a little bit too, so not every room feels the same. So we brought the lowest layer forward, and then we're gonna have an LED in there that's just gonna uplight this whole ceiling. I'm so excited for the lighting layout. We're getting rid of every light that was in here previously. We're doing a mud-in can, smaller diameter, and then we're doing a lot of different art lights and highlights, wall washes, and yeah, it's just gonna give the whole home another feel, elevated feel. So this is that curved wall that we love, and we mentioned in the last video that we're gonna create a lip for an LED uplight. So our framer framed this wall to the ceiling, but set it back about 1.5 inches. So once we add the drywall, we add the LED, this entire curved wall is gonna glow upward. So stepping back into our powder bath, we mentioned this last time, this bathroom was inspired by Switzerland. We're going full terracotta in here, on the floors, on the walls, the plaster, the ceiling. We did a lot of framing in this space. Framing has been a huge part of the design because we have a lot of storage that we're creating or LED washes that we're creating. So the first thing we did was bring this wall down. It used to go all the way to the ceiling, but we wanted to create a little bit more of an open feel above. We also dropped the ceiling a few inches with a cove around the perimeter. So we'll have an LED wash all around the perimeter of the room. Our plumber is getting ready to set the wall-mounted faucet, so he's gonna put the rough in there. We also framed out this cubby down here. We're going to do an in-wall toilet paper storage, so it'll actually be cladded in the tile. So on the toilet side, you can open the door and you'll see storage for toilet paper. And then we also framed this pretty cool pedestal here in the corner. I'm imagining just something sculptural, ceramic piece on here, and then we framed in this niche. So lots of framing in the powder, but gonna make a huge impact. This is the hallway into our guest bedroom bathroom, and this was a new change from the first walkthrough. So we came up with this idea from a hotel that we went to in Switzerland. In the restaurant, they had this really cool round beverage faucet, and we actually ended up having a little bit of space from our toilet room on the other side that we didn't need. It was too large. So we came up with this concept to do kind of that semicircle drywall cutout, and we're gonna have a sink made here, wall-mounted faucet. So at night or in the morning, if we need to get fresh water from our bedroom or a guest, then they have this nice water station here.
So this is the guest room, and we wanted to make this a really nice space for our guests. So the first thing we did is make the bathroom a lot bigger. They had a closet awkwardly behind the door here that we demoed. Because of that, we had to be creative and come up with different areas that they can have storage for their suitcases and their clothes and hanging stuff. So what we did is we're building in a little wardrobe here. So just 2 tall cabinets here. We're gonna have a couple of steel hanging rods that come out here. And then this is just a little shelf where you can put shoes, you can put luggage, and it'll be a really just kind of hotel feel vibe to this room.
And then it has a built-in bench with a little key drop.
Right.
So this is gonna be super functional, and then yeah, more like a hotel. And then we also decided we want to clad this wall in wood. So I feel like when you walk into the room now, this wall will feel more separated and it won't feel as small.
And then here is where the previous closet used to exist. So it was literally from wall to wall. It was right behind the door. Here is a pocket door, and it was just inaccessible. So we said, let's demo that. We're gonna have a lot bigger vanity here. Gives us room for a bigger shower as well. Moving the toilet over a little bit, which you'll see the concrete's cut up quite a bit here. Keeping the glass block. Obviously still have some nice natural daylight.
Yeah, so we ended up deciding to move the toilet 6 inches because the vanity got so much bigger. Our shower was getting really small, especially because we added the wall-to-wall pony wall for the tile and for storage. So we decided, you know what, let's just move the toilet while we're here, and that's just gonna make the whole bathroom much more functional.
Yeah, so if you wanna come stay with us, should be nice. Charge you a cheap rate.
So this tile is from our substrate tile line. This is our Lisbon, and we're putting it on this pedestal here. So you'll see it mitered on the front edge. This is where reimagined guests will put shoes, suitcases. It's porcelain, so it's highly durable, and it's just gonna hide a lot of dirt, which is nice. And then we're also gonna put the same tile on the floor of the bathroom. So I love that those 2 areas will really work together well. And again, this just has so much movement. It's gonna be in a larger size. And then we're also gonna run it up the pony wall for the storage in the shower. So it's gonna be super beautiful. And we can't wait to see it installed. Okay, we're here in our bedroom. We switched up a couple of things in here. We were gonna put this stunning fireplace on this wall, but once we honestly just started pricing everything out, it probably doesn't totally make sense. We already have 2 fireplaces inside the house. We're in Arizona. We're still cladding this wall in stone. We also got a beautiful vintage furniture piece from the Round Top Vintage Market that we clamped bit in the middle. So that's gonna be the eye-catching moment in the space now, and who knows, maybe we'll add it in the future. So we just finished macking out our shower bench. We decided to change the layout once we were in the space, kind of measuring things. The sauna had to get a little bit bigger, so we'll show you that in a sec. So this right here, this curve is actually gonna be the shape of our shower bench. So we are going to tile it. So we chose these 3 tiles from our substrate tile collection. These are all handmade tiles in California. They're gonna be in 4x4, so a little bit bigger, and we're gonna do kind of an organic pattern with the 3 colors. So that'll clad the whole front of the curved bench. Okay, so much has changed in here since demo. This room has the most floor plan changes out of the entire home. So we can't wait to show you what we've done so far. This firstly is the flooring that we're looking at. So it's a natural limestone. We love the natural stone. I think that's gonna be super pretty. Each tile will be slightly different. They'll be a larger size.
The feel of it's great.
And the feel of it's really nice. So it's gonna work really well with the slabs we're looking at, the wood we're looking at for the cabinetry. So in terms of framing, what we've done so far, this is our shower. So previously you can see on the ground where the shower was before. So you used to enter the shower on the left side, and then the shower was kind of where this square is here. Because we were adding the sauna, we made the entrance to the sauna over here. After we met on site, where we're working with Exquisite Saunas, David is amazing, and after we had framed this, he advised that we should have it 72 inches long, so that way if we want to lay down in it. So thankfully we have the room, so we ended up shifting the wall, and so now we have a nice 6-foot bench that will span here and then turn the corner. We'll have the heater right there. We're gonna have a wand. We're adding a drain for the to keep the sauna clean, and then we'll have a door into the sauna right there. And then on this side is gonna be our shower. So you'll enter the shower from this side over here. This will be a panel of glass. This will be a glass door. We'll have 2 shower heads, 1 valve, and then, like I said, we just decided to do this curved bench here in the corner just to maximize the amount of space we have going in here. And then we'll have a wall-to-wall niche on this entire wall. That's gonna be so much storage.
Yeah, and this is where that tile's going.
And then this is the tile that's gonna be on the bench, but it'll also be on the shower floor. So this is gonna be really fun. We're doing all graph plumbing fixtures in our bathroom. We're doing it in a really pretty gunmetal, and I think it's gonna go super well with all the warm tones.
For sure. Excited about that. It's beautiful.
Coming on this side, this is where the previous vanity was, which is why you see that plumbing there. This will be more storage, and then coming into the toilet room. So this is where I mentioned this was way too big for what we needed. The previous design just had a full cabinet here with countertops. So this is that wall that took up the space for the beverage faucet on the hallway side. And then we'll just do a floating cabinet here for some storage that we need.
The last time we were here, you saw the his and hers closets. So it used to be framed, 2 separate rooms here. We obviously changed that up, opened up everything, a lot more natural light, and it's gonna be 1 big closet. So Caitlin's gonna have to share with me.
We also added a washer dryer on the other side of the bathroom. Here we're still doing 2 tall cabinets on both sides, but we ended up deciding to make this a deeper cabinet and putting a compact washer dryer. So that's gonna be really nice for Brett and I to have here in our space. And then we're still shifting the sinks inward. So both sinks will kind of be around this area in front of the glass block. And then we did have our framer also frame these corners all the way to the ground. So the cabinet will be floating, and then you'll see that kind of dip in the wall underneath the cabinet. And then last but not least, the jewel of the space is the freestanding tub. We're working with Native Trails, and we're doing their new terracotta finish in the Avalon style. And we're gonna put that right here in the center, right directly underneath the skylight. And that's gonna be so amazing. It's gonna bring out the whole aesthetic of the home. We obviously love terracotta, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and the natural daylight between the skylight and the glass block here, it's gonna be great, so.
Can't wait. So if you remember, we shared that this is gonna be our coffee bar. We're doing a floating cabinet here. After pulling all of the materials together, we realized we do want to bring in a little bit more color. We love that like green patina color from a patina copper. So we're pulling in another tile from our substrate collection. This is the tile handmade in California. There's gonna be so much variation. So we're doing this on the countertop, and that'll be like the front edge of the counter, the top of the counter, and then the backsplash. So, and then the other thing that we had to look at was the refrigerator drawer. So we ended up picking a little bit of a bigger spec. We moved it to the left side, which will work great with the electrical there. And yeah, so that'll be a panel ready refrigerator drawer.
Yeah, excited about that.
So this is the picture window from the bar. Last video, we mentioned that we want to do one of those gas strut awning windows so we can have the countertop flow outside. It's been a little tricky with the current conditions because of this post, and also because of the height of the window. So if we do one big picture window that comes out like an awning at this height, it's gonna be too tall for anyone to naturally be able to close it without a ladder. And also with the current edge of the window, it's gonna hit the post when it opens. And then Brett just doesn't think we should do it, which I think is dumb.
No, I think we should do it. It's just, you gotta look at the budget sometimes, and some of us look at the budget a little closer than others, so, you know, just gotta...
My thing is this would be very difficult to do later because we're putting countertop slab here. And so, like, if we were to do this window later, we would have to fully replace the countertops, and just, it would be more of a headache later, so.
And also the problem is this is kind of the only walkway right now to like the pool on this side of the backyard. So if we do this, it's gonna cause us to have to do other work to the backyard, which again, everything adds up. It's a domino effect. So
Yeah, we'll see. It's still in discussion.
yeah, I mean, we
Pricing
both want to do it,
everything out.
but yeah.
But if
TBD.
we do it, what we ended up having to figure out was we're gonna just do a 36-inch high awning, and that will clear the post and it will be low enough for us to close. And then above that will just be a fixed window. So there will be now a mullion horizontally in the window, but
Yeah. And we talked about an accordion window as well that could have folded one side or the other. But we
Then you have-
decided, like, visually, when you're looking out from the formal dining room, it was kind of nice being able to look out and not have the linings of the window. So I think that's pretty much the only option at this point.
yeah, so stay tuned on that one.
Doom, what do you think? Should we do it?
Okay, so as you can see, we've made a lot of progress. Demo is done, framing is 98% done. Plumbers got started today. Electricians will be here this week. As you heard, Addis is gonna have to work on these concrete floors. I think he said he's gonna be in here for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just grinding, self-leveling, so that's gonna take a little bit of time. Then we'll get into drywall, so lots of exciting things to come. And again, also just pricing things as we go to figure out what's the priority, what makes sense now, what could we do later. Yeah.
Part is about to get started. The fun stuff is happening soon, hopefully, but the concrete is obviously delaying that party. So we shall see if there are any other things that come up that, you know, cause us to value engineer the house and get rid of certain things like smooth drywall and windows at the bar.
So if you missed chapter 1, click the link below, make sure to watch it, and stay tuned on social media as we share sneak peeks of what's coming next.